Hello, this is James, and this time I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Sony E3 2017 press conference. So, they started off by showing some more Uncharted 4 DLC, The Lost Legacy. To be honest, I don't really know what to say about this. I've never loved the Uncharted series, so not too fussed about this, but it's more Uncharted, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Next, I showed some it's funny, in my own notes I've written Uncharted Zero Dawn, but it's Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. And god damn it, as I said in my predictions video, I still haven't got round to playing Vanilla Horizon. They're already bringing out DLC, so yeah, I really need to catch up with that. But yeah, this at least looks like legit DLC and not something they deliberately left out of the game. At least I hope that's the case. So yeah, it looks promising. Next, I showed some more Days Gone. As I said when I showed this last year, it didn't really blow me away. It just looked like another zombie survival game, nothing really revolutionary. And the gameplay they showed didn't get me much more excited. I mean, the combat looks like what we've seen 100 times before. The stealth looked like nothing new. Although I did particularly like how he, when he blew up a wall to let the zombies in to kill who I suppose were the bad guys, that was pretty cool. So hopefully there'll be a lot of creative things like that you can do. But yeah, apart from that, not too hyped for it. Now they revealed Monster Hunter World. Now, I really don't know much about this series at all, although I've played God Eater Burst, which I hear people compare to Monster Hunter. Now, I found God Eater Burst fun for a good while, but I found the formula of go out and fight a few monsters, then return to the hub for story and supplies and repeat got very repetitive, and I was never able to actually finish the game. So for that reason I've always avoided the Monster Hunter games, but I actually liked what I saw here. It looks like you could do a lot of interesting things, like the guy was using camo at first to avoid being seen, and then he was sort of like climbing onto the monster, and also using the environment, like making trees fall onto it. So looks like there's a lot more to it than like, you know, running on the ground and trying to dodge and hit. So it does look pretty interesting, so I might keep an eye on this one. Now, the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, another remaster, because they remastered it for the PS3 first, now I guess it's for the Pro. To be honest, the one on the PS3 was the only one I played. I never actually played it when it originally came out on PS2. And I guess another one I never got around to finishing. I think I've got one or two Colossi left to defeat. But yeah, I've never quite done it. So but yeah, maybe I'll just get this one and start again. It does look really nice. So yeah, I might get this one. So then they moved on to some VR stuff. To be honest, I doubt I'm ever going to get a PlayStation VR. Again, as I said in my predictions video, I find it hard to find time to play PS4 games as it is, and I have enough games to be getting through at the moment. So don't want to be adding VR games to that list as well. So not until the far future I can see myself getting one. So they showed some Skyrim. Now, we knew this was coming because Bethesda talked about this, bringing this and Doom to VR last year, and it looks good. I mean, as most people know, it seems that most VR games are mostly, say that a few more times, glorified tech demos. So could this be the first complete game for VR? If it's so, that's quite exciting. You know, if it is as much content as the vanilla Skyrim, that would be really something. Now, the Inpatient. This is, of course, by Supermassive Games, but at first it didn't really click. I mean, I thought it looked pretty good, but didn't know too much about it. But I actually read on their website that it turns out it's an Until Dawn prequel, and it's going to be set in Blackwood Sanatorium. And this got me so excited. I really, really love Until Dawn, so anything with more story I'm extremely excited for. So yeah, I might get PlayStation VR just for this at some point. They showed some more of the Final Fantasy 15 VR. To be honest, it just looks like a bunch of mini games with the main characters, so again, not a full game and not really that excited for it. Now, for some reason, after this, they then showed the PS4 Pro, why did they show that? Does this mean that all games from here on out were on the PS4 Pro? But because I thought every game, why not just show every game on the PS4 Pro? I thought every game they were showing was on the Pro. So why did they just decide to show everything on the Pro after this? Yeah, I didn't really get that. But yeah, they showed some more God of War. The new God of War, which is just calling God of War for some reason. Now, I've never played any of the God of War games, and I don't like starting games mid-series, especially this far in, so I'm not that bothered. But yeah, it looks good. It looks very good, actually, so I'm sure people who are into it are very excited. So yeah, good for them. They showed some more Detroit Become Human, and it seemed to make a big thing here about like androids rising against humans. And to be honest, I don't really like that. I mean, I hope like you can choose a path that doesn't result in like rising opposing humans. I hope you can carve out a path that leads to coexisting with humans. And to be really honest, I thought that Marcus character was a bit of a dick, really. So maybe it's only when you control that character that it's all about the revolution, because I get the feeling that you'll be able to control multiple characters in this, like Marcus and the guy that was shown I think last E3, who seemed to be a sort of detective character, when he was on top of the roof trying to negotiate with that other android who had taken someone hostage. So I imagine you'll be able to switch between him and Marcus and the other characters like Heavy Rain style. Also I found it funny how when Marcus was telling all those other androids how you can be independent and be your own masters, and their immediate response is, "I'll go with you, I'll follow you." So might have been deliberate, but I thought it was pretty funny. And but yeah, no solid release date as of yet. They showed some more Destiny 2 footage. To be honest, I'm not interested at all in this. I gotta admit, I totally bought into the hype for the original Destiny. I pre-ordered the limited edition and everything. The one that came with the 2 DLCs. Being Activision, I really should have known better. So yeah, I'm not gonna be getting Destiny 2. But I wouldn't even know what's going on because I didn't buy any more DLC beyond the 2 that came with the limited edition. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with the story. But yeah, if it turns out it's not such a grind fest, bosses aren't bullet sponges, they're actually fairly difficult, and story is actually good with interesting characters, might consider getting it. I mean, yeah, it's Activision, but what you want a reward when they do something right. So I'll have a look when it's been released. And lastly, they showed some more of the new Spider-Man game. And it does look really fun, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered about superhero games. Actually, me and my brother had a Spider-Man game on the first PlayStation when we were young, which I did play a lot. So I might consider getting this, but not terribly excited. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, not a lot new. I think only Monster Hunter and The Inpatient were the only new things that were shown, which funnily enough were my favourite parts. I think I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Monster Hunter World. That did look really good. But unfortunately, there was no more on The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, or Final Fantasy VII Remake, or even a release date for any of them. Although I've read that Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't likely to come out until 2018 or later. To be honest, I'm really not that keen on Sony's new style of E3. I do like when the devs come out on stage and talk about their games, and it isn't just a fest of trailers one after another non-stop. So I would prefer if it broke up a bit. And I miss when they when you see them come and pick up the controllers and play it themselves. To be honest, I don't think you even saw that at the Microsoft conference. And I will say, I think apart from Destiny 2, they were all exclusives to PS4, the games that were shown, so that's something you can say. So yeah, as I said before, Sony are clearing it with the exclusives and still are, so at least you can say that. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I hope you enjoyed it, and again, let me know what you think. One last thing before I go, as I said before, I was going to try and do an early access spotlight video every 2 weeks, and it's been about a week since the last one, but to be honest, doing these E3 videos has taken a lot more time to do than I thought they would. So I think I'll leave it another 2 weeks before I do another early access spotlight video, because I need to be getting back to my course, which I've been neglecting this week, and I need to actually play some games instead of just talking about them. Yeah, you'll see in Dark Souls 3 footage, but I played that just to record for these videos. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.